Good evening. You're watching the news on Croatian television. After 10 months of debate, a controversial plaque to fallen soldiers from the homeland war in Jasenovac has been taken down. The plaque, erected to commemorate the 11 soldiers from the Croatian Defense Forces, or HOS, contains a salute associated with the fascist regime from the Second World War. The plaque was later erected in the nearby Slavonian town of Novska. The HOS confirmed that the relocation was the result of a consensus reached with the government.
With this move, we have solved the first phase of this issue. The second and most important phase is the long-term legal and systematic regulation of the use of totalitarian symbols.
The relocation of the controversial plaque is not an acceptable solution to many, including members of the ruling coalition. Deputy Prime Minister and HNS member Predrag Štromar said the salute did not belong anywhere in the public sphere.
I believe this salute, as well as many other similar salutes, coats of arms and symbols, must be regulated by law. I think this should be done within the government and council, which is currently working so that a decision on the matter can be made as quickly as possible.
President Kolinda Grabar-Kitarović had this to say regarding the removal of the plaque.
Any solution that will put an end to ideological confrontations is welcomed. We've been way too occupied with these differences in ideology. Ideology has also hampered our much-needed curricular reform. We need to stop arguing about the past and concentrate on the future, because our young people continue to leave.
Slovenia decided yesterday to pull their support for Croatia's bid to join the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development due to the ongoing border dispute between the two countries. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Andrej Plenković continues to advocate for the issue to be resolved through open dialogue. The opening of today's cabinet session, Plenković urged Slovenia to support Croatia's bid to join the OECD and to put an end to its coercive policies.
Political blackmail never accomplishes anything. We all saw that for ourselves a few years ago. On the contrary, I believe it would be very good for both Croatia and Slovenia to be part of the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development. I trust that we can come to a conclusion through open dialogue, because these kinds of tactics are never the way to solve open issues nor build good relations.
The president addressed Slovenia's withdrawal of support for Croatia.
This is unfortunate. I think both Croatia and Slovenia have to be mature enough to rise above and resolve this issue. I firmly believe that the positive side of our relations with Slovenia is much stronger and bigger than this one issue, which Croatia is willing to resolve in the spirit of good neighborly relations and mutual respect, but also international law.
The Prime Minister commented on the planned new property tax that has caused a lot of concern among citizens. He said a public debate on the matter would be conducted in order to clarify exactly what the tax entailed.
We will conduct a thorough discussion and make clear distinctions between the meaning, purpose, and role of this tax, which has always been part of the comprehensive tax reforms, and the real estate value tax, which had been proposed several years ago. Our aim is to shed light on this entire situation so that everyone can understand exactly what this tax is all about.
Environment Minister Tomislav Ćorić has stated that the price of water for households will not be going up, despite nearly 300 million euros needed for immediate repairs to the crumbling water supply system. The state water utility, Hrvatske vode, says around 50% of water is lost before reaching the end user.
The price of water will not go up. In 2018, the Ministry and the State Water Utility will set up a special fund dedicated to this project that will finance the documentation and reconstruction of the entire water supply network.
After the Special Education Reform Commission agreed yesterday to an action plan for implementing education reform, members of the commission met with the Prime Minister earlier today. Education Minister Blaženka Divjak said the plan was being reviewed by the government and assured the reform of the education system would go forward no matter what.
I would like to personally thank the Special Education Reform Commission for what they've done so far and for coming together to agree upon the action plan. I sincerely hope that the HDZ and HNS can now come to an agreement regarding the reconstruction and functionality of the expert working group.
Taking a quick look at sports in basketball at the European Championships, Croatia hammered the Czech Republic 107-69. With the win, Croatia claimed second place in Group C behind Spain and now travels to Istanbul for the round of 16. Bojan Bogdanovic led the way with 25 points despite not starting the game, while Dario Šarić was the next highest scorer with 18 points. Croatia's next game will be on Sunday against either Turkey or Russia.
This game was very important for us for several reasons. One, nobody was injured, and two, all of our guys, including our key players, were in the game for about 20 minutes each. Since we had a day off yesterday and our next game is in 3 days, I'm confident that everyone has a good rhythm moving forward. This was quite an unexpectedly easy win for us today.
The weather forecast for tomorrow calls for mostly clear skies, with isolated showers in places, especially along the coast in the first part of the day, where more intense storms are possible. Northern continental regions can expect morning fog. The Adriatic coast can expect a southeasterly wind of moderate strength. Northern areas will get a northeasterly wind overnight and into the following morning. Seas partly wavy, with decreased visibility due to rain. Morning lows of between 10 and 17 in the interior, and between 16 and 21 on the coast, will give way to highs of 22 to 25 degrees Celsius. The forecast for the interior over the weekend and early next week is expected to bring warmer temperatures as a southerly and southeasterly wind moves in. Scattered showers are still possible over the weekend in mountainous areas, as well as the Istrian Peninsula and Dalmatia. The Adriatic coast can also expect warmer temperatures beginning on Saturday. Despite the warmth, the weather will continue to be changeable. Most areas can expect at least some rain every day, with more intense storms in places, beginning in the far south and moving north. Winds will be moderate to strong and come out of the southeast. And that brings us to the end of our program. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow night.